All right. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. We've got the GSL. It's Group B of the round of 8. That's right, round of 8. MARU in the top right side of the map, and he's up against SHIN. And this is important because SHIN recently beat MARU for the first time ever. What tournament was that, guys? Was that GSL Season 1? It was, wasn't it? I think it was. It was the semi-final. So this is a rematch of the semi-final from last season. And we're going to see what SHIN can do as he goes for a 14 hatch, 14 gas, 14 pool. What? SHIN? Guys, I have a term for this build. It's called... Is this the dumbass build? I'm not... It looks like the dumbass build. I wonder what he's going to do with it. So I've never seen anyone do the dumbass build in ZVT before. This is very interesting. So basically, the way the dumbass build works, for those who don't know, is... Essentially, you pretend to go hatchery first, but you're actually down like 2 or 3 drones from where you normally would be. The idea being, if the opponent comes over, they see a normal hatchery, they chill out, and then you flood them with Zerglings. And this mostly works in ZVZ, because the Overlord comes in, goes, oh yeah, that's normal. And then especially if the Queen pushes the Overlord to the side or something, the Lings flood out and just catch you off guard. And, you know, the Zerg's on like 13 drones, and the defensive Zerg is on like 22 and just gets overwhelmed. But you can see SHIN is droning. So I guess he just wants like a very fast Queens and Zergling speed here. This is so odd because it's kind of like a 15-15, but with an incredibly fast Ling speed, right? Does start it now. Could have started it a little bit earlier. It's gonna finish about 3 minutes 20, maybe just before then. Reaper's coming across the map. Command Center is coming up on the natural. It's only 1 gas. This is the first scout of MARU. And maybe just an alternate defensive opening. Perhaps SHIN was expecting a 2-Rax Reaper. Of course, we'll find out in about 20... I think his first Lava Inject. Nice sport trick there. If his first Lava Inject becomes a Ling Flood, that could be good. He's a bit slow on injecting, though, guys. Oh, sorry, guys. I don't know why that lag spiked a little bit there. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to record these locally anyway. I'm going to just be grabbing these off of the video and downloading them. So, just in case there is any performance issues... No need to record at the same time, especially for having some issues with the live servers for Twitch recently. They've been disconnecting me randomly, so keep that as streamlined as possible. Oh, guys, reactive second gas. Reactive second gas. MARU knows something's up. He sniffs something with the early Queens, and it is indeed a Ling Flood. So normally he'd build a 3rd command center. Instead, he takes a delayed second gas, pumps Hellions, because he's like, where's your 3rd? What are you doing? He knows something is up. Those Lings are wanting to flood out. The Queen escorting the drone over here. The Lings are going to flood out that left side. You can see they're all emerging now. There's Lings going across the map right now. The Reaper is distracted. MARU, he's got 2 Hellions coming forward. SHIN is massively committed to this move. He does need to get his 3rd up. That drone's going to die if you're not careful. You've got to hide that drone, my friend. And he does get that drone inside that extractor, cancels it, builds the hatchery. It is up. Now, these 2 Hellions could come in and do big damage. He's got no Zerglings at home. Only 2 Queens here. Very risky play here by SHIN. MARU's going to commit, but that means he's wide open at home. Great Evo to start. Lings are in, 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 Lings are in. Great planning here for SHIN. Evo Chamber needs to get cancelled, though. There's a lot going on. Lings are inside the base right now as well. On the natural, every SCV going down. In the main, their Hellion's going to fall very quickly. MARU trying to fight with his SCVs. These Zerglings down here on the production not really helping. That Hellion pops out into the surround. Meanwhile, the Hellions have gone down. 6 drones died at home, but the Hellions are dealt with, which means the Zerglings have free reign over this main base. Natural wall off is getting torn down. 2 Hellions about 8 seconds from popping. These Zerglings surround themselves. Unfortunate move there for SHIN. Looked like he'd given a patrol path. I don't know if that was a misclick or not, guys. The SCV will pop out and just barely save that depot. The Hellion will take some fair damage from these Zerglings, but at the end of the day, as the dust settles, massive success for SHIN. I thought it was going to be bigger than that, because there is a 3rd command center coming up. Now, this should be game-ending damage. Don't get me wrong. You've got a 3rd coming up. You've got 4 Queens. You've got a little bit of creep. Your Lairs coming in, which means you will have Overseers in time to defend Cloak, which is, of course, the most important counter-attack timing. You also see the Banshee coming. There's one problem, guys. And even though MARU lost in that semifinals to SHIN, this is still MARU. So if you guys don't know, M-A-R-U spells MARU. And the thing about MARU is he has made so many comebacks against SHIN from down 100 supply over the years. I don't think 1 win changes my expectation. I still look at this and I still go, SHIN's in trouble. It should be game over. But I just can't shake that voice in the back of my head saying, MARU's fine. This is MARU we're talking about. He's going to build a Raven. Spire's a really good choice, I think, against this. And is MARU going to mech? He looks like he wants to mech, guys. He's broke, though. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, this is such a bad spot. What can he do? Mech would be terrible. He's going double armory. That's GG. Okay, Shin's got it. Never mind. Even Shin can't throw those guys. Double upgrades. Maru's basically going to turtle forever. The problem in my mind is he's just not going to have anything that shoots up when these mutas arrive. He just can't. If Shin was just droning into roaches, I think Maru's style might be able to get a few tanks out in time and hold, but as it is, I think this Spire timing is going to be very hard for him to deal with. Hellion Raven going to go forward, looking at clear some creep as well. How many queens we got in total? Just 6. Yeah, Shin's been playing a lot of light queen styles, and he is probably the most consistent Zerg outside of Serral right now in the entire world. You guys let me know if you think I'm wrong on that, but it does feel like he's more consistent than Solar. Rogue's had some really good moments. Shin, though, I think popping off a bit more than Rogue recently. Definitely more consistent than Raynor at the moment. Okay, good Raven usage. You gotta be careful, though. Raven's very slow. Takes a lot of damage on these rotations, and you don't want to lose it. You can see he's got to pull it back. Maulings going out for a run by 8. Mutas are on the way. The first 2 Cyclones are producing. Engineering Bay's there. If he gets turrets up, maybe Maru can pull out some magic. But, oh, he's going to dive. See the Mutas. That's huge. That's huge. The drones are going to take some big damage. The Mutas not doing that much. They're going to be microed here. Shin not paying attention. Neither is Maru, to be fair, because Lings are running in. Oh, clutch depot. Really good depot. Bunch of SCVs do get taken out. Lings are just going to attack the wall off. 12 drones going down, though. Maru getting some really nice damage. Of course, Shin's so far ahead. He's immediately rebuilding 13, 14 workers. Lings are going to force that third to lift, perhaps. Alien Cyclone Raven should be able to defend. Shin getting a little bit wasteful. Going to go after the Cyclone and basically just tickle it, not even kill anything there. Got to be careful with this sort of sloppiness. He's going to dive on top of the Cyclones now. The Muta's got to be careful of the Widow Mine. 6 more drones on the way. He's up. 40 supply, 30 workers. Shin, though, what's his army comp, guys? He's not made a decision. Now he makes a decision. He's going to commit to Mutiling Bane. He did almost beat Maru. Was it RSL? It was one of those tournaments several months ago with Pigfest. It was Pigfest. It was my tournament. That's why I remember it so well. The Mass Muta on Celestial Enclave against Mech. He was smashing Maru with Mutiling Bane into Ultraling Bane, which is a really cool style, but very wasteful. And you can see it can be very inefficient, and he's going to change it up now. So he's built a few more Mutalisks, but then he's just going to pivot. He's got Roach Warrant, Infestation. Second, yeah, I got the Evo Chamber. I feel like Shin has to be decisive, and it should be some sort of Baneling timing, whether probably Hydraling Bane or Ultraling Bane. And he's going to build more Mutas, though, and he's going to make range upgrades. Oh, no, Shin. Sorry, guys. I got to be critical here. I know some of you hate when I'm critical. You don't like me telling you these are bad decisions, but why is he going Muta into Roach Hydra? You can't possibly... There's no good timing attack. Muta, Roach Hydra. Mutas waste a lot of supply. They mesh decently with, like, Ling Bane, because you can jump on the enemy with very fast units. Use Lings to drag the Widow Mines away. Mutas can do okay. Problem with Roach Hydra, it's kind of supply inefficient. So if you're at 87 workers, how do you kill Maru? Remember, right now you're miles ahead, but you need to kill him before he maxes out, or he's going to have max upgraded mech. So you might be able to get in and do it, but it's an awkward timing, and it's one which I would be very reticent to believe in as the Zerg player, just because he has so little supply remaining. Essentially, what's he doing, guys? He's making 7 Ravagers and Mass Zerg, so he's going to do a Ravagerling Muta while building a Hydra Den and a Hive. I think he's going to go Lurkinitis. So it's going to be like Ravager Ling aggression. And you know what? There's so few Hellbats. And the Lings can drag the Widow Mines. Yeah, this could work. Okay, this could work. It's a Zergling Muta timing with a handful of Ravagers. But he's got to go. He's maxed out, pretty much. He's got to go. He's building spines. You have an unlosable situation. Shin, mate, believe. You are so far ahead. Sorry to just blindly barrack for Shin, guys, but Maru is so far behind and should just die now. And the only way he doesn't is if Shin wastes time. And right now, Shin is wasting time. Oh, gosh. Unfortunate. We've all been there. He just doesn't realize how far ahead he is. That's the only reason, guys. There's no way Shin would make this mistake if he didn't realize, or if he did realize how far ahead he was. Like, I think he thinks he's ahead, but he's kind of like waiting for Maru to move out and expose himself a bit. But the thing is, look at his army. It's so defensively positioned. And his supply is terrible. 13 Mutas, not good in a direct fight. 91 drones, 6 queens. None of that's combat units. Ravagers are 3 supply each. That's 15 supply of Ravagers, and gets a Widow Mine, but he's wasting time and he's letting MARU catch up. MARU's 2-2. His Blue Flame are now kicking in. Muda's getting picked off by Cyclones in a scan. Very nicely done. I mean, MARU's doing a good job, but he's built no insurance. He's literally just got a ball of Cyclone Hellbat. He's got very few siege tanks. He needs tons of tanks on the high ground, and he might need a Thor potentially to punish the Mutas if the Mutas mass. But right now there's only 9 Mutas, so he doesn't need to worry about those. It's all about the Lings. Bane speed not quite here just yet, guys. Going with a slow Baneling timing. A crazy decision. Shin forgot his Baneling speed. He will be able to blow up this middle base. But look at how afraid he looks right now. And this is what I'm talking about with this comp. It's not a very agile army. I think a Hydraling Bane army could have just won the game by now, but Shin maybe overthinking it. Mutas do come in from the right side, though. He's going to take out some siege tanks. You beat him in the semis. Don't get in your own head, Shin. You beat him in the semis. You beat him. You've got that monkey off your shoulder. I hope he doesn't feel too much pressure to repeat it. He should still be coming in with the underdog mentality, just without the weight of knowing that he lost last time, you know? Or the last 36 times in a row, or whatever. The statistic was kind of ridiculous. Hey Pig, is this on your new patch? I want to see PTR games. I heard Pigasaur's on the PTR. Yeah, Pigasaur's on the PTR. This is GSL. GSL's not on the PTR. None of the big tournaments are. PTR's a little buggy right now. And I can't find any good, really competitive pro series on the PTR or that many great games in general. I think once they fix the bugs, we might get more of those. I do want to prioritize those as much as possible, guys, but very hard for me to find very good, any good pro games on the PTR right now. Ravagerling Bane chasing. This is not great trading for Shin. He's made an economy advantage, but now MARU, guys, has got 3-3, halfway done. He's getting a 5th command center up. 4th base is established. This Broodlord timing has to do critical damage, and he's got a good shot of still finishing him off. I still think you can win from here, but if these 3 Thors get out, get into high-impact payload, they will smash these Broods. Can the Thors get here in time? Shin's got a very narrow window. He's got to make it count right now. Shin, very, very intimidated by MARU's late-game mech play. Broodlords are coming in, though. Widowmine does clear about 20 Zerglings, or 11 Zerglings, I should say, on that top side. Tank's starting to get broken. Banelings are going to roll through the Hellbats here. Banelings doing decently, clearing the Hellbats. But the command center, the Banelings did not hit the command center, which means the Planetary does tank the damage. The missile turret does go down. Bile's trying to take care of it. The Planetary, if that Planetary survives, it's a disaster. If that Planetary survives, it is a disaster. The mass repair is too good, I think. Is it? Oh, no, he gets it. He does get it. Okay, a massive snipe. If Shin wasn't able to get that base, it was a real problem, but he gets it. The Biles landing there. Medevac dodges some of them. The Thors. Oh, man. The Thors are taking big damage. The Medevac's trying to ferry them around. The Broodlords are going down, but it looks like this is still a good enough fight for Shin. He was just far enough ahead. Oh, I was so worried there, man. I was so worried with how much time he gave MARU. So there's always this scary moment. Oh, look, he's going to get the Thor. Oh, click the Thor, Shin. If you're going to rally units in, please click the 1 hit point Thor. There we go. He gets it. He's going to get the other Thor as well. Shin knows. I mean, that Hellbat just killed 16 Zerglings. What the hell? So the reason I was worried, in case you guys are wondering, to give you insight. So Mutalisks are quite good as a tempo unit when you mass them and you're getting damage constantly. But if you build kind of a medium amount of Mutalisks that can't really find an exact purpose to trade, sometimes you just end up with them essentially being close to dead supply, or at least a very inefficient supply in a battle. Likewise, you know, he kind of went Mass Ravager Ling, forgot his Bane speed. Like, Banelings are usually one of the most important ways as a Zerg of leveraging an advantage because they're supply efficient, right? So if you've got way more money than your opponent, you can make Banelings and just kill stuff. Even though they are a kamikaze unit, you know, they throw their life away when they do explode. They can block planetaries very instantly. They can clear Hellbats. They do bonus damage to Hellbats and Widow Mines, as well as any bio units on the ground. Banelings are just a great way to leverage a big economy advantage. So I do like the idea of going for the Banes. I just would have liked to see him do it a little bit earlier and not forget the upgrade and probably cut the investment in mutas at 8 or 11 mutas, whereas he built up to, was it 16 or so this game? How many? 14. That last 3 mutas. Oh, look at this. Blinding Cloud. Oh, he goes for the abducts. 1 abduct. Blinding Cloud. Beautiful Banelings on the Hellbats. The Thors do shoot down the Vipers, but you can see the Hydraling Bane, a much more versatile army, especially with the Viper support. And this is the sort of timing I would have liked him to go towards a little bit more directly, because it's just so flexible. Hydras shoot up, they shoot down. Ling Bane's really good when you're ahead. Shin, of course, gets a massive advantage with the Ling Flood and does finish the game. All right, guys, MARU in the top right side of the map. You know what's funny is he delayed the 3rd command center. He knew something was up. And I hate to tell it to you because I'm sure some of the guys out there are Terran players like, what should he have done better? Raise the depot. I know this is like the worst advice, but this is like... I remember when I used to die to like cheesy attacks when I was learning Terran, and then I'd watch... He was doing 2x Reaper in the main, okay. And then I'd watch Maru and Clem, and I'd go, what did they do different to what I did? And it was always like, raise the depot and stutter step your units back quicker when the Ling Flood appears out of the fog of war with no warning. You know, it's like, just react faster, bro. It's not the most satisfying advice, but I honestly think Maru will just be like, damn, should have just got that depot up quicker. Like once the Lings got in the main, it just kind of wrecked him. If the Lings didn't get in the main, it's fine. You can lose 5 SCVs, 6 SCVs on the natural, lose a depot that's building or anything down there. It doesn't matter. It's the extra SCVs in the main that makes it really crucial. He did well with his 2 Hellion Reaper counterattack as well. 6 drones there is quite expensive for Shin. Two Reapers on the way. 6 Zerglings for Shin, guys. 6! I think this was a 15-15, but with 6 Zerglings. He wants to cancel that command center. Now, how does this match up against 2 Rax Reaper? This might be perfectly timed to cancel the command center. Maybe? Like, if he can dodge the Reapers, and yes, there'll be 1 Reaper popping out, but like if the 6lings arrive, they might be able to... No, I think he'll have enough hit points. I think he'll have like 800 hit points by the time they get there. So actually, I think they can distract, they can be annoying. Maybe it's worth it if they can get an SCV or 2. We'll see. Shin has, of course, delayed 3 drones to do that. I like that cancel on the extractor. Doesn't actually build the extractor, realizing he doesn't need to. Shin doesn't have an overlord on the cliff, so he's got to keep a queen on the high ground. And he does see... Oh, he doesn't see the Reapers, actually. This is interesting. Oh my god, Maru knows Shin so well. He's leaving his Reapers at home. He's like, I know who I'm playing. He's like, I know exactly who I'm playing, man. Shin's a sneaky bugger. And I'm going to wait for good preparation for Maru. This is a really good homework for him. Knowing that shit... No! Oh my god, I thought he was going to get surrounded. That's what I do. When I play ladder, I leave the unit because I know I'm playing a cheesy idiot. And then I don't watch and I get him surrounded anyway. Thankfully, Maru is greater than my my 5.1k Terran. Thank the Lord. My Terran is very inconsistent. His is kind of the best in the world. Lair's on the way. Okay. Probably Roach Warren. I don't think this is Mutas, but we'll find out. Yep, Roach Warren goes down. Probably an Evo chamber and 2 more gases. Does love that 2-base carapace setup. 3rd barracks. Oh, hello. This is 3 CC 3 racks, guys. So Maru is going to have an immense amount of units. His command center got delayed, which is why he gets a little supply block there. The 3rd CC coming up. He's not going to be supply blocked for a long time, though. You get 35 out of 61 in a moment. All right, Reaper's coming forward. 3rd hatchery's just started. Oh, I think they can out DPS a building hatchery. 3 Reapers. Yeah, it's down to 100 hit points. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50. That's a cancel. Surprised he didn't move his queens over to defend that. I thought he might barely be able to save that in time, but nope. I'm gonna play it more conservatively. Doesn't want the Reapers to get in and kill drones because, canceling a hatchery is annoying. It's not the end of the world. Thing is, now you're stuck on 2 base, and he knows this. And Maru absolutely could build a bunker. He could delay medevacs to get a siege tank out ahead of time. Oh, cute grenade there, bouncing the queens so they can't pursue. But the other 2 queens rotate very quickly, and Shin should be able to shut this down. Gets another Reaper. 1 Reaper, of course, nowhere near the damage output of 2. It's almost like, so for those who don't know, I'm really good at maths. If you take a Reaper, but then you get 2 Reapers, that's double the damage, which I know is a staggering concept for those of you who are on my mathematical level. Oh, he's not going Tech Lab, though. Oh, he is. Tech Lab, yeah. Tech Lab either to swap for Banshee or to build a siege tank. Normally, you'd want medevacs for the bio, but when you're facing down a 2-base Roach push, as Maru, it's all about surviving. And he goes tank. Very safe, yeah. I think that's absolutely what he should be doing. Changeling comes in. This is not the PTR, guys, which means that will not do damage. If that was the PTR, they'd all take 10 damage from that. Infestation Pit starts up. Third base in the middle. It's a very aggressive third base. And dude, MARU pushing is insane. Okay, MARU's just being cocky now. MARU, you're meant to play safe. You're down 0-1. Yeah, it's absolutely the wrong call to move forwards here. He has to go home. Don't get me wrong, he might get away with pushing forward and sniping the hatch, but it's so risky. Even now, with no metamax, he might have to stim. It's a lot of roaches with roach speed. Shin should pull away, though. Shin doesn't have the numbers, does he? Oh, if he gets the Marauders, yes, he does. Both Marauders go down. MARU being way too greedy here, and unnecessarily so. This was such a silly move for MARU to be out there, guys. He knew this was a 2-base style, and then he just takes all the risks. I think in his mind, he just said, nah, Shin's going to macro now. I think that's absolutely metagaming. That's MARU basically making a hard read and saying, I know how he thinks. He knows I've scouted the 2-base push. Therefore, he will never actually hard commit to the 2-base push. And he is right. He is right. Shin only built, was it like 15 roaches? Not even. 5 roaches died, so that's 13, 16. He built 16 roaches, and then he's full droned the third, taken a fourth, gone for infestors, link speed, and a pivot. You know what? As much as I hate that move that MARU just did, if you know your opponent as well as he knows Shin, these are the sort of moves that allow a player to be next level. Because when you're playing someone and then you watch the replay as Shin and you're like, what the hell? Like, shouldn't you be afraid here? And you realize he's like, MARU's kind of reading your mind. He's kind of predicting the future. And that's what you really want at the top level of StarCraft. That's why a lot of the best StarCraft players in StarCraft 1 early on all became very successful poker pro players. It's a lot of reading your opponent's intent and playing around that. It's the poker aspect of StarCraft. We don't see as much of it these days. Rogue, I think, would be an excellent poker player, just by the way he plays StarCraft. A lot of the Koreans actually love poker in general, especially the StarCraft 1 players, Boxer and whatnot. All right, he's got medevacs. I don't think everyone fits in that medevac, in those 2 medevacs, but most of them will. Gotta watch out for the fungal though. Oh, 2 Marauders, 3 Marines get caught on the ground. Oh, actually, he didn't chain the fungal. Lets him pick up. If you're gonna throw 1 fungal, I think you commit to the double there. Oh my god, Shin. Oh my god, not by the hairs on my shinny Shin. Almost loses an infestor. MARU being cheeky. MARU's confidence getting rolling now. His +1 armor is quite late, but that's okay. He's going for 2-1 against 1-2, so the upgrades are similarly lined up. 4th command center, 2nd factory, MARU can prepare for late game problem. Even though Shin was so aggressive, so low on bases early, he's still at a 73 now, 80 drone, 4-base hive setup. Ultra Cavern goes down the instant the hive finishes. I hate this building placement, by the way, guys. He's creating some choke points here. In general, I like in the front of your natural. It's one of the safest areas for tech to go. I just don't like the fact that it's also clumped. And one of the few players who uses microbial in the current balance. Shin is really hoping they bring out the PTR so he can wreck everyone with 12 range microbial that you don't need to bother upgrading. He'd be the king of it. Shin really has, I think, probably pushed in... Him and Raynor have pushed Infestor play in this matchup to a different style and a new level. Obviously, Cyril deserves a lot of credit. He's kind of the OG Infestor king back in the days of Battle Mech. He was the original guy who... Every game, someone would look like they're bullying him with Battle Mech. There'd be an Infestor on a ledge, would unburrow, throw a fungal, catch all the Cyclones, they'd all die, and suddenly it would be game over. But I feel like Shin, ever since that big win against Clem over in Dallas, has just been showing everyone how to mix even just 2 or 3 Infestors in for great value. Four Ultras on the way. Do you wait for these upgrades before you go for a timing attack, guys? I'm not sure. I think Shin's just going to want to go straight away and deny this 4th. The tank line, it's just 4 siege tanks. MARU's not maxed. It's all about the Marauders. He's got 14 Marauders. 3 more building at a time. Concussive is done. 3-2 upgrades on the way. Vehicle armor also. Vehicle armor's nice because it affects libs, medevacs, and tanks. But of course, you do want the attack if you're continuing to mass siege tanks. MARU is not. He's going Widow Mines. Probably goes libs. Scan comes in. He realizes. Oh, he's going to try and stim and get the infestors. Shin doesn't see it. Uh-oh. Oh, he loses an infestor. Well worth a few Marines and a Marauder for that. Those infestors take a long time to gain value, and he's going for it. Shin is about to go for it, guys. think. Oh, Infestor tries to bait again. He misses his fungal. He loses it. The microbial goes down, but it's so far back. Not the cleanest attack here for Shin, and MARU started stepping back behind the planetary. Biles come down. They kill the lib, but they also damage his own ultras. His army gets blasted. And Shin there, a little bit too obvious with that maneuver. Too much time setting it up. MARU scanned him coming, and Shin just felt like he was a little too obvious with that play. I mean, that sort of play can be really good if the Terran doesn't see it coming. But if he's picked off both your Infestors before the fight starts, you suddenly don't have any effective microbials, and you're headbutting into his entire army behind a planetary. Shin's got to be a little more creative than this. And right now, Shin, very little creep spread, very little map control. He's going to split some things to the right, but that's so many Marauders. What the hell? What is this army? Oh my lord. Where's the Corruptors? Oh, there's no Spire, no Hydroden. Guys, no Spire, no Hydroden this late? Come on, Shin. Where's the Spire, mate? You got to drop that Spire. I know he's not super rich. He was going for a timing, so he didn't want to rush it. But you've got to go Spire. There we go. Corruptors are what shuts down this sort of play. Allows you to clean the libs up as well, and the lib count is growing. Infestors on the low ground are looking for the fungal. That's a decent idea. He knew the Infestors would take too long to rotate. The Ultra gets blasted, though. I'm going to try and throw a fungal there. It tries to pilot as well. Oh, I love that. I love that attempt. MARU retargets the Widowmine. Shin does deflect it. We've got a few Overseers morphing. That'll, of course, be splitting to the different armies. Shin's got a 5th base on the left side. The one on the right, though, is going to go down, as will the Infestors. Oh, no. Shin's Infestors just keep getting picked up. This is the difference. All the top Terrans have started doing this. I remember Clem and Beyond started doing this to me when I was playing Infestors against them a lot in 2024. And once they started doing that, I swear, it became so much more stressful. It went from the Infestors feeling like this big boogeyman that the Terran always had to like respect and be scared of. And then as they got tons of experience against it, and they just kind of pulled most of their army back and split a bunch of Marauders forward each time, at the very least, they bait you to fungal just a couple of Marauders to keep your Infestor safe, right? If you don't, unless you react really fast and just get out of there and block straight away with other units. So sometimes they just make you waste your fungals in a non-optimal environment, and then other times, bam, they get the Infestor, and that's the nightmare. Losing those Infestors is so big. Because look, he's not rebuilt his spellcasters. He's only got 1 Infestor, 2 Vipers. He's not rebuilt them. He's getting bullied now. Maru's just picking at him, and Maru's not even taking risks. Because there's no Corruptors on this map, there's no risk. And the units lost tab is it's more than 2 to 1. He's got all of his tanks and libs at home. He can just pick up into his medevacs and leave whenever he wants to. And MARU is just bullying Shin right now. This is a brilliant, brilliant play for him. Look at that. The whole army gets pulled away from the middle for the drop. MARU just waltzes in with some Marauders, snipes it. Surely a fungal on some of these Marauders would be decent, yes? Maybe. Still no Corruptors here. The Widowmine. Oh, he drags the Widowmine over his own Zerglings with that Overseer. That's unfortunate. Sporecrawler's going to get some big boom booms. Good Sporecrawler shots there. We'll take out one of the medevacs, the one on the high ground. And the Parasitic Bomb will take out the other. Bit of overkill there for Shin as he almost loses this 3rd hatchery. Middle base is under assault. He's not got anything to do with the libs other than the Biles. And he lands 2, but not enough. Both Liberators take damage. None of them die. The Ultra's getting picked off by the Marauders. And it just feels like MARU's the one who's going first. He's taking the trades when and where he chooses. And it's Shin who is just reeling in this game. And that first timing falling so flat with no Microbial Shroud. The Corruptors now being delayed as a result of that attack failing so hard. And Shin finds himself under the gun, down almost 10,000. MARU has had a completely uncontested 5th base established. He's got an extra reserve planetary on the right side, shoring up the weak point. Normally the weak point is that 3rd base. Snipes this one in the middle again. Like I said, yeah, this right side, normally this is the one with the orbital. That's the weak spot. Builds a planetary in front. He's floating out to a 6th. This is just such a one-sided game. And after the last affair where he got wrecked by the Zerglings, I think a very good confidence booster for MARU. Shin's got to be, he's got to play like he's got nothing to lose. And I'm not sensing that in this series. So much psychology going on in a StarCraft game. So I always feel like if you look at the last year of MARU versus Shin, Shin normally outplays MARU. and then falters once he realizes he's ahead. And I guess I kind of worry that in this series, with how he took so long to capitalize in game one, I'm worried a little bit that he's going into this series saying, I won the semi, I'm the favorite now. And that's absolutely not the mindset he needs. He needs the underdog mindset until he's ahead. And once he's ahead, finish him. But in this game, he's never really been ahead. This is a good attack. Let's clear the planetary. A lot of the armies in the top left. There's no ghosts out just yet. This is an excellent attack. His Shin straight back into this game. MARU may have extended too far by going for that 6th base on the right side. I think he was just dominating so much, he felt like he could just keep attacking. Shin's got to pull back. Shin's going too deep. Shin's going far too deep. He should not be spraying here. The medevacs are way better targets than the planetary right now. If you're going to fight here, it's the medevac snipes. There's nothing here that shoots up. He could have killed 6 medevacs. This is a really important thing. I used to always go for the P guys, but the more you play with Corruptors, the more you realize medevacs and libs are juicy targets. And you're always better off killing those against a top player than peeing on a building, because you're never going to kill the building. He just repairs it, goes back, unless you know you've got 30 seconds of air dominance, which you absolutely don't have. And now he's getting pushed back, and the medevacs are still there to heal. The Vipers! He left his Vipers behind, and he loses them both to Widow Mines. Oh no, Shin getting caught up in the chaos of this game. Does Shin beat MARU now? What the hell says chat? Well, Shin, he beat him in the last time in the semifinals. He broke the 30 loss streak. Oh, MARU gets the hatchery. It's a kill, not a cancel. He's even going to get one of the ultras. Beautiful play there, but the Ling run by in the third as well. The game's getting a little messy. Shin does still have that unmolested base here and on the left side. The real important thing is the corners, though. On this map, the reason Zerg beats Terran late game Tourmaline, it's a close map, but usually Zerg wins late game in an evenly matched one, is because these corner bases are so hard for Terran to push. They have to extend out into the open, and that's where Zerg wants you. But Bank right now is bigger for MARU. MARU's got a bigger army supply. He still has the advantage in this game. An Unburrow on these Zerglings would be perfect right now. He's got Infestors sneaking behind. They're going to come up, but Widow Mines and Libs are on them. Great Fungals on the Ghost. Does he have enough Banelings? Another great Fungal. The Ultra Baneling clear every single Ghost. The Corruptors go through, and that was Shin popping up. The Infestors smashing him from downtown. And Shin is right back into this game. MARU has overextended. He was trying to play a push-heavy Terran, trying to play a bit like Clem. He's overcommitted, and now he has to turtle up. And most importantly, guys, he needs to not go for this 6th base. The big mistake he made in this game was taking the 6th base too early. MARU is at his best in this matchup when he's turtling. And generally, I know I call it the MARU mistake. It's not because I hate MARU. I know there's a lot of very touchy fans in the comments. It's because it is one of the few ways he loses late game, is rushing an expansion, rather than just locking down 2 angles or 3 in a tight formation where if his army's here, it can easily respond in any direction. The moment he gets down here, it's too far away on this bottom right side. So he's got to be very careful about extending that. It's more important for MARU to slowly expand, while denying the corners, and not give Shin easy trades. Remember, Shin's playing Ultraling Bane. It's a movement-based style. It kind of wants to catch you out of position. Oh, this is a bit of a Hon Mono here. MARU throwing away a lot of Marine Marauder. I think this might be on purpose. I think he wants to replace this with Ghosts. Let's watch the production tab to find out. Like, he gets a hatchery, he clears some Zerglings. It's not the worst trade of all time. Marauder's obviously way more expensive than Zerglings. He's going to build another siege tank, plus 2 vehicle weapons. There's only 2 factories, right? No, he's got 3, so he's actually building... Okay, so he's going to build a lot of siege tanks now. Interesting. Tanks, mines, and there we go. Finally, he starts building new Ghosts. You do want to be careful on what you finish maxing out on, because you want to make your unit comp as perfect as possible. Now, Shin, how does he win this game? Well, respreading creep would be good. He might try and bust this base, but that's a really good defensive spot. Look at how many libs and mines there are. A lot of mines and libs are on the left, though, so if he goes down the right, he's kind of bypassing a lot of MARU's army. Is MARU's angle maybe not quite right? Widow Mine's getting a few good hits on the Zerglings, but there's plenty more Ling Bane Ultra behind that. The Corruptors need to clear these libs, and they are doing a good job. Oh! Banelings roll through. Beautiful split on the army there by Shin. He's got to watch out for the snipes, though. Is he overcommitted? 1 Ultra gets popped. The Corruptors do take out the libs. He's going to try and jump on top. A couple of snipes went down. 2 Ultras, 1 very low. The second one does go down. 3 Ultras still chasing. They're going too far. He's got to pull back with the Ultras now, otherwise they're going to get popped on the retreat, as always happens against Ghosts. I think an okay trade there for Shin. Cleared a lot. But it's always on the retreat, man. There's always more that dies running away than you think, right? I thought he was going to get away with like 6 Corruptors and 3 Ultras. He runs away. He has 2 Ultras and 1 Corruptor out. MARU, absolutely vicious on the retreat, man. Yeah, respreading creep is going to be good the longer this game goes. He has done a good job respreading there. Shin's trying to retake, gases in the corner. He's very gas-starved right now. Oh, okay. So he needs Banes to roll into these Widow Mines, but the Widow Mines spread fields are so powerful with libs and turrets and ghosts, and the fact that Maru's already remaxed. If Maru can get these units out there before the next attack hits, it feels like it's very hard to get through. And I think, yeah, rallying into this side next, I think when Terran takes the 6th base, the best move is almost always go kill their base on the opposite side and then try to bust the natural in the production. Because what's he got here, guys? 2 Widow Mines, a planetary in the middle, 1 tank behind it, 2 Widow Mines and a lib here. This does not stop an army. If you go with a proper army on this side, even if you lose the bottom right corner as a result, you're going to create movement, and that's what you want. Headbutting into the defensive position is not the play, and yet we so often see players go for it, even at the top level. Once you see how committed Maru is to this, and I think Shin should understand, seeing all the turrets, you should know this is not the place to fight. Unless you've got to go create angles on the other side. I think he feels like he's committed to this expansion, though. He's like, I can't let Maru secure this. Maru has so much money. I mean, remember, Maru was ahead for a long time in this game. Look at how much money he has for infrastructure. The mine turret spread is actually amazing. And he's going to put a tank on the ledge as well. Yeah. I mean, this isn't... You just can't fight this. Shin has to go around, but he's taking too long to make that decision. And you can already see Maru kind of herding him into a corner. He's going to bait him. He's going to bait him, and Shin's absolutely getting baited right now. Shin cannot be fighting here. Shin, like, you just can't be attacking up this ramp. Shin, you can't do this. You have to give the base up. You've got to give the base up. I know it feels bad to lose a base for nothing, but you've got to be one step ahead of the Terran. You can't be letting them dictate where the fights happen. The moment you let a Terran choose where a fight happens, you've already lost. This is a rule for TVT, ZVT, PVT. The moment Terran sets up an angle like this, it's almost always the right call to just give up the base and go fight elsewhere. And I think Shin is wisely going to make that decision. Wait, no, he's getting baited around the corner. Oh, no, he's getting baited around the corner. Oh, you got to get out of here. He's not giving up the base. He's rallying drones. Infestors are popping. He's going to attack into the defensive position. Oh, my lord. Shin feels like he's got to defend this base to fight. He tries to go for it, and Maru pulls back his ghost very nicely. It looks like a lot of the Terran units get broken, and then your eyes glance down at the supply. You realize there's still libs, turrets, tanks here, and that was not the game-winning play for Shin. I think it was going to be really hard no matter what to get back in that, but like I said, the moment he secured this base, and you'd already busted it that previous time, you already need to be pivoting to a new angle. And I feel like, I get it's hard because he's got mass scans, he might see your army moving over there, but I think if we look at those previous few minutes, I don't think he's constantly scanning your entire army and tracking exactly where it is. And if you can get even just half your army up here to bust through there and get towards the production, suddenly Maru has to split his forces. But if the Terran gets to put their entire army on one screen, spread around multiple ledges, ramps, defensive structures, that's a no-go. Especially at max supply this late in the game, you do not want to fight Terran here. Beautiful setup for Maru and a really nice play. All right, guys, Maru with a very nice game in the last one. Top left of Winter Madness to decide this series. And Shin has gone for a 16 hatchery. Looks like 16 hatch, 18 gas, 17 pool by the looks of it. Solid build order. Dude, those Infestor snipes were absolutely savage at the end of that last game, weren't they, guys? those were just ridiculous. Just totally took the teeth out of Shin's first push. Not the biggest fan of that push with how early it had been spotted ahead of time, but dude, the Infestor snipes were just great from Maru. I'm always someone who slows down my timing a little bit to get and just gets the 3rd, 4th, 5th Infestor, has more fungals to shut down the drops. I think he kind of let Maru bully him a bit too much with the drops before that point anyway. You know, the medevac bio was just running around having a party, but we'll see what Shin goes for in this game 3. Final game, best of 3. It is a group stage, standard GSL style groups, guys. 5 best of 3 series. And this is the opening one. I'll be casting this whole group in order, by the way, so we'll probably upload these 5 in a row. The next match is Rogue versus Zao. So we'll be winners of this match and that match, and then losers and decider match as well should be good. Reaper's coming forward right now. All right, Ling's poking around. Oh, Reaper's going into the natural. Let's see. Those Zerglings coming from behind. Maybe get a few hits on him. No, it doesn't even try. Shin's like, yeah, I know. This is a MARU Reaper. He's greased up, man. We ain't doing anything. 6 Zerglings is a big commitment. I would say unnecessarily so. I'm never a fan of 6 Zerglings. Makes it a bit more chill to micro, and you do keep them alive. They'll be valuable later. But I'd always rather build a single spore trick and have one extra drone out rather than build the extra 2 Zerglings. All right, Queen goes back to the main. He actually spread a tumor in the main initially. That's interesting. You don't see that too often these days. Usually tumor at the front gets prioritized. Shin's going to go left. It's a good aggressive hatchery. You can sneak roaches either out this way or just straight through the middle. It also is not bad because then your 4th gets up over here quite easily. You also just get creep towards the middle. And this isn't taken until your 5th. And of course, this is the base which is dangerous because if you take it as your 4th, the lib can siege it from behind and you can't reach it. Is this Shin or Ragnarok? So Shin is Ragnarok? He changed his name like 5 years ago. I don't know. How many years ago was it? I feel like every single day I'm commentating Shin for the last like 4 years. People are like, who's Shin? Where'd Ragnarok go? I'm like, it's the same guy. And they're like, who? And I'm like, his human name is Shin Hee Byom. That's always been his human name. He never changed that one. He just swapped from the Ragnarok in-game name to Shin. Unfortunately, when he plays on Korean server, I think it is, he's still under the name Ragnarok, which is just nice and confusing. You get a free name change every season, guys. If you're a pro gamer and you change your alias, your ID, you probably should actually change it. Oh, Lings come in, but the depot's up. No depot down this time around. You know what's interesting? It kind of looks like a 2-1-1. Do you think he thinks that's stim there and there's a starport and a reactor about to go down? Because I would think this is a 2-1-1, seeing what I've just seen, guys. I'd be thinking there's going to be a medevac drop at just past 5 minutes. Ooh, if Shin makes that misread, the Cloaked Banshee could ruin him. Goes Evo Chamber, which you'd normally want to rush an Evo Chamber against a 2-1-1. He just looked back through the fog again. Oh my god, he thinks it's a 2-1-1. MARU with the react. Yeah, he's even moving around with Marines, really making it look like that. It's a Marine Banshee opening. He's going to pull the Marines back as if he's worried about getting surrounded by Zerglings. Oh my god, MARU's so clever. And he's sneaking the Banshee down the right side. There's no spores, no lair. He'd have gone lair already and potentially for a few spores if he knew what was happening. He's going to start massing Zerglings, is Shin, thinking there's going to be a double medevac drop. This Overlord is going to give him warning, though. We're on Shin's camera. He sees the Banshee on the right side. He spots it. Immediate spore goes down in each base. And he needs to start a lair. He doesn't quite have the money for lair. He will start it in a moment. Let's get back to everyone's vision now. Where is that lair, guys? Banshee comes in. Spore, luckily for him, builds incredibly quick. 21 seconds. I would probably be pulling drones away if I was him. He's just kind of taking it on the chin, saying, let's not disrupt my mining time, and only pulls back at the last second. And you know what? 4 drones, that could have been a lot worse. He didn't overbuild Zerglings too badly either. 20 Lings against this Marine count's totally fine. And he's going to... Ooh, not great. Not great. That's okay. 3 queens in the main, 3 at the third. 8 queen total. Dude, Shin's very... I don't know if you guys could have noticed. Have you guys seen... Shin's pretty good at StarCraft. Almost gets the Banshee. MARU, calm down, buddy. If he's already got a good Marine count left over from early, and he actually does get to follow up with a decently timed double drop, which is cool. So he gives up on the Hellions, fakes a 2-1-1, sneaks the Banshee across. Luckily, that Overlord gave... If that Overlord wasn't there, and Shin had like 5 seconds less warning, he would have been pretty screwed. That Banshee will go down if it stays. MARU wisely pulls back to repair. Banshees will be really good for defending, cleaning up Zerglings on the map, this sort of stuff. Shin, of course, seeing that third nicely saturated. Baneling Nest on the way, so Shin's going to play Ling Bane. You can see, guys, he's only on 4 gas right now. 2 here, 1 in the natural. And now... Oh, okay, he's up to 5 gas now. Fair call. Looks like a Hydraling Bane play. Not my favorite play, but it's not bad by any means. I don't know. I just think it's very generic. That's why I just like the spicier plays, but there's nothing wrong with it. Yeah, Hydroden goes down. It's not a fast Hydroden by any means. It's basically just Ling Bane. No Bane speed started yet, though, either. And he's got double Evo, but he's got to start Bane speed soon or he's in trouble. MARU not really focusing the Banelings very well. What? Good hot pickup. That Bane speed's the problem. I don't know if he realizes. Okay, he starts +2 Carapace and Bane speed. Should be ready for any sort of tank push. And it's an 8 racks. MARU and going for a decisive push in the final game of his series. Name a more iconic duo. MARU basically is so scary because he's the king of late game and he never goes to late game unless he has to. He's always trying to kill you. And then only if he falls behind does he go late game. He gets Shin's 4th, but Shin has another base on the right side. I guess this was his 5th. I don't know which one he took first, but Shin expanding in both directions at once. So if you push down the right, you're only going to take 1 base. If you push down the left, you're only going to take out 1 base. This is good. Gives you that flexibility. Hydra's coming in with upgrades as well. Arax has not been as common recently, and as a result, it might catch Shin off guard. He's not really scouting for it right now. And Shin's army's not split. This is bad. This is bad, guys. He's got to split his army up. Oh, bad army split. He sends only Ling Hydra left, only Banes to the left. It's a bit of an awkward army split. It's fine, as long as, yeah, he's rallying more Ling Hydra. I was like, do we just have 12 slow Banelings defending the left side with one Hydra? All right, Lings will clean this up. Very nicely done. 8 racks. No add-ons. It's pure Marine tank. 4 tanks, 43 Marines, 2-2, and vehicle weapons are on the way. Maru's all in, guys. Shin has no idea this is happening. He's sending a Zergling now. He sees the rally. He sees the rally. Does he realize what's happening? Maybe. He's taking these rocks down. Normally, Zergs lose attacking into that little choke point here over and over again on this map. Shin not making that mistake because he has cleared the rocks. But he lets Maru take position way too easily, in my opinion. Hatchery will go down very quickly. Remember, there's no macro hatch in this game, so losing that 5th base again could be very annoying. Oh, Maru not watching. Loses a bunch of Marines on the right side. Great trade for Shin. Maru a little bit sloppy there. Shin cannot fight this position unless he loops up here and comes in from this north. Which I think, honestly, if he splits half his army that way right now, I think he probably wins. Oh, Ling's getting a good fight. Excellent fight. Maru's really messing up here. No, the multitasking for Maru, I think, struggling quite hard. And as long as Shin splits his army and loops in on this, he can crush this army now. He's going to send another attack. This is not necessarily the right play because there's a lot of units rallied there. Does surround these Marines on the front, but I think the tanks and Marines in the back will do well. And at the same time, Maru pushing forward. Shin has to isolate this army. He already forced Maru to defend, but now this gives Maru a chance to rejoin his forces. And he's going to get away with it. Shin could have crushed this army and defended it. There's nothing here, guys. It's 3 tanks and 25 Marines in a ball. Look at how big Shin's army is. He could have surrounded that. But he missed his opportunity. Maru's pressure getting to him. Wow. It was a narrow window. I'm not saying that was a blunder or anything from Shin. I'm saying he missed a narrow window. It was a narrow window, but it was the window. We know that. We can see everything really hard in these high-intensity situations to notice that little fraction of time. And look at this push. He's elevating forward along this ledge. Oh my gosh, the pressure from Maru is intense. And Maru is keeping it simple, stupid. 8 racks. Shove, shove, shove. He's built a 4th command center, a 2nd factory behind it, but he's not building a single worker. He is basically all in on this big push, not building extra add-ons or anything, just pure units. The Ling Bane Hydra tries to defend. It's not quite enough units. The Marine drop down here, causing so many troubles. And Maru is just absolutely walloping Shin, forcing Shin to be reactive rather than proactive. And he's saying, Shin's really good when he's pushing me. How well can he defend if I'm the one who's on top of him, though? And you can see the Hydras need to get rid of these tanks. He does have 1-2 on the Hydras as well as on the Ling Bane. But Shin just losing too many units on that left side at the same time. If we can rewind just a few seconds, you can see his tank was still scanning. He kept losing units here. Maru redropped. It was about to kill the Bane nest, I believe. Let's see how this went. Pulled back, focused down some of the Banes. Picked up, started redropping there. Kind of was losing his Marines a little sloppily, but yeah, that was definitely the window over on this left side. After the first counterattack traded so well on Marines, there's kind of this push and pull in this matchup where, yeah, you basically, like, after this trade here, you go, okay, cool. He's going to be, like, turtled at home for, like, a minute, rebuilding a little army before he starts moving forwards again because he knows it's risky. And you've got to use that moment to split. You could see how quick Maru was trying to reinforce because he knew this army was isolated. But yeah, if Shin split half of his army to here, A moves south and from here at the same time, I don't think there's too much Maru can do. But as it is right now, look at this. Like, look at the army and worker difference. You're up the 12 workers and you're up in army supply. Like, this is the moment where Shin is actually miles ahead. Problem, because he sacks a lot of Zerglings across the map, his army is almost pure Bane Hydra, which can't engage into this on its own. You need Zerglings to take the siege tank fire and to get on top of the siege tanks quickly. So if you sack all your Zerglings, your Lingbane Hydra is only good against the Marines if they come deep on creep, and Maru's not going to make that mistake. Beautiful play by Maru, wins the first series in a tight fought 2-1.